Let's talk the PSI OBS IRS Kit.
Hey everybody, John from PSI here. I'm with my partner Joe, and today we're going to talk about our PSI OBS IRS Kit. Now, you may have seen on our social media pages recently that we posted a picture of it and it blew up. We got tons of questions on it, tons of likes, and we decided, hey, we're going to shoot a video about this and we're going to answer your questions. So stay tuned, and at the end, let us know what you think if you have any more questions that we didn't answer. So Joe, today we're here with your project Tanlines. This is your OBS truck. Obviously I've seen it for the last few years. You put a lot of hard work into this. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about the truck?
It's a 94 Chevy C1500. I've had it about 5 or 6 years. Got it during COVID. Wanted a shop truck we could all kind of work on, but wanted something that could handle. So, did front suspension, came up with the cool idea for the rear suspension, with the Camaro IRS, and I've been beating the hell out of it on the track for a couple of years now. So it's become a neat little billboard for us, and I have fun every time I drive it.
That's awesome. And we've definitely, if you come to Holly LS Fest, Joe's been on the Optima Tour. He's done a lot of racing with this thing. He also has his own social media for it, at Project Tanlines, so you should check that out as well. But today we're going to talk about the questions that our customers have had about this and potential customers have had about this. So why don't we get started on it?
Sounds good to me.
So the first question people have is, what OBS applications does this IRS kit work with?
Yeah, so this kit's made specifically for the 88 to 98 regular cab short bed trucks. All the frames are different. This is made specifically to bolt in, be easy to install on those trucks.
What about other applications such as Yukons, Tahoes, or long bed trucks?
So it doesn't directly bolt in on those. It's something that we have our, ears to the ground for in the future. Maybe we're going to do those next. Maybe it's a square body. Fortunately, it doesn't just bolt in on those. We have guys that have used them on long beds, but it does take some mods.
Awesome, awesome. So question number 2 is, what are the advantages of the IRS kit and what IRS is needed to actually use it?
Well, it's great. It's kind of a freaking no-brainer. Instead of rebuilding your old solid axle, you get a 5th gen Camaro, so it's all the 5th gens from 2010 to 2015 rear end, they're about $800. You get the advantage with those of an independent rear suspension, posi, 14-inch Brembos. It saves weight, saves about 75 pounds on the back of the truck. It rides better and it handles better. So you kind of get everything.
That's awesome. And obviously you can actually buy the IRS kit. If you don't have one locally in your junkyard, you can contact PSI and we can sell you one directly. So why doesn't a 6th gen IRS work in this?
6th gen IRS mounting points are totally different. The geometry is different. If you notice the back of a 5th gen, it's a big fat car. It's actually the same width as an OBS truck. So it works for 5th gen Camaro, your G8, your Caprice. All those rear suspensions are all going to bolt right in here, and you're going to have all those advantages.
So a lot of people want to know about ride height. What are you doing for shocks and springs? Do you use stock shocks and springs, or what did you do on Tanlines?
So what I did first was coilovers for a Camaro. Similar weight distribution to a Camaro, so I had Ride Techs on there for a long time. They're great shocks. What I'm running now are Vikings for a Camaro. The nice thing about the kit is it's all factory mounting points, so you can run an airbag. You can get as low as you've seen a Camaro go.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, that is a good point, that we're not modifying any of the Camaro side of the suspension, so you can use takeoff brakes and suspension, whatever it is that a Camaro would use.
Yeah, actually I've tried a bunch of rear sway bars. They all mount to that subframe. So I've tried a 6-cylinder sway bar, an SS bar, or 1LE bar. There's a lot of tuning you could do if you want to get into it.
Absolutely, awesome, awesome. What about weight distribution? Does it change weight distribution at all?
Yeah, it does. We've weighed, with the Leafs and the solid rear end compared to this with coilovers, it took 75 pounds off the back of the truck. So less weight's always, mucho better.
Awesome, awesome. As far as wheels, I know that the stock OBS 2-wheel drive trucks are 5-on-5. Obviously the Camaro wheels, you got Camaro wheels on here now. Did you have to do anything to adapt those wheels? What'd you do about bolt patterns and things like that?
Yeah, so in the winter I'm running Camaro wheels all around. Winter setup is takeoffs off of a 6th gen. You can run 5th gen, 6th gen, G8 wheels. They're all going to work. They're 5-on-120, almost 5-on-4 3/4 bolt pattern. What I did in the front was a spindle from Willwood, which has a 5-on-5 or 5-on-4 3/4 option, and I've got a big spacer on the front from Bora Off-Road. just to bring the wheel out, because I'm running the same rear wheels for a Camaro all around this truck. Because I autocross it, you want to be able to rotate the tires and get some more life out of them.
Okay, so you have a square setup on this, and what size tire do you run?
This right now is a square setup. It's a 315 3018. I run a 315 3019. The winter setup, like I said, is off of a 6th gen, so it's 19s on the front, 20s on the back. There are 275 in the back. Kind of neat. The rear tire from a 5th gen Camaro goes right in here. There's no bed mods. If you go super low, you want to roll the fender or something, but if you're running those stock takeoffs from a Camaro, they bolt right in.
Awesome. Okay, this is great. So it sounds like this is a pretty bolt-in install, that there's not a lot of mods. I mean, obviously you got a huge tire, huge wheel on there, and you're not even modifying the bed. I think that's awesome. So what modifications are required to install this in the truck?
I mean, that's the beauty part of it. I'm not a welder. All you have to do, if you've ever put a C-notch in the truck, we give you a template, put the template on the side of the frame rail, you cut a long C-notch, about 1 inch tall, like 14 inches wide, put that template up, cut the notch. Now you lay your bracket against there. There's a couple holes already in the frame. You just drill some holes. You bolt that bracket on, lower your rear suspension, bolt that in with 4 bolts that we provide, and you're ready to go.
Wow, wow, that really is awesome. As far as like gas tank relocation or modification, is that required?
It's not absolutely necessary. I did a bunch of gas tank, tryouts. I tried some S10 crew cab stuff. What will work is the factory tank. You just have to beat it in one corner about the size of like a grapefruit. What I'm doing, which is best for weight distribution, John did it on his truck, is a 1st gen Mustang tank. It's hanging off the back like it would in like an old GM car. And I have my fill through the license plate.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I mean, get a BFH, a big effing hammer, and that'll solve your gas tank problems. Awesome, awesome. So the last thing, this is a pretty popular question we actually get all the time through our sales team, is what other applications do we offer for this IRS, and what other applications are we planning? And I mean, obviously we both know, but since we're doing a Q&A here, I'll let you answer.
Yeah, I mean, trucks are the most popular. We've realized we have a big truck following, and trucks are, they're kind of the next hot thing in that pro touring world, and they all kind of ride like crap. So, next would be whether it's Tahoes, square body, the new body style, they all have advantages. So let us know what you guys want to see.
Absolutely, absolutely. So guys, that was a good Q&A. I hope you got a lot of questions answered. Remember, a lot of this stuff is actually on the website under the listing for the OBS IRS kit. We do have these in stock. We do support them. We can also direct you to some of the other suspension parts that we used on Tanlines or other customers have used on some of their vehicles. So again, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. And always remember, wired up and fired up.